January 30th, 2025 is the date. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Figure Four Podcast. My name is Doug. This episode, Dalton and I give our predictions on the 2025 Royal Rumble. Still a lot of open spots in the men's and women event. We discussed the singles matches thus far. Everything we have is up to date until tomorrow's SmackDown. I'm done talking. Let's get to the show. You guys enjoy. So JD McDonough has my up. I can't stand. What do we call him? The bobblehead?
Yep.
I can't. I got it. He's got my respect now. I'm sure everyone that watched Monday Night Raw, that dude, it turns out, so he took that spill. He goes over the top rope, smashes the back of his head on that table, wound up. He continued the match. We were talking about it, like, holy fuck, I can't believe they let him go. Turns out that he had a punctured lung and broken ribs after that. How he didn't have a broken neck with the size of the head that guy's got is beyond me. But his conditioning definitely helped him. And then goes on. You know me. I've never been a fan of JD McDonough. I always thought he was just a filler. That dude, after that, went on to probably have the best match he's had since being in WWE. I have a whole new respect for JD McDonough. I'm not going to rip on him anymore. I actually like the dude. That is one tough prick. That would have killed you or I.
Oh my God, dude. When I first saw that, like the hair on the back of my neck, the little bit that I still have, it stood up.
Oh, I thought he was unconscious. I was like, he's out. Like,
I was sure he broke his neck. And the referee came out once he got back to the apron, the referee came over to check on him and, made sure that he was okay. In my eyes, he should not have been allowed to finish that match.
No, but again, like, he was coherent. Even the doctors, they went to break once or twice and all that stuff. They came out and they checked on him, like, during the breaks and all that stuff. And the doctor has the final say. And I guess he was coherent. He's like, I'm good. I don't hurt. I'm good. I can finish the match. How can you not hurt? You got a punctured lung and broken ribs. Maybe it was the adrenaline. Who knows? I'll bet you he was sore as shit the next day.
Probably fucking whiplash too. The way that his head smacked off that table.
I don't know how he didn't come out without a concussion.
Oh my God.
There was no reports of that. The only thing I found was punctured lung and broken ribs. How he didn't come away with a concussion is beyond me.
He did post, I think it was on Twitter, X, whatever it's called now, Elon's platform. I'm going to be out of commission for a couple of months, probably 3 to 6 months, which is not surprising.
No, not at all.
Jesus Christ. He thanked everybody for the well wishes, so people are reaching out to him. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I never liked the guy. I thought he was a waste of time on the screen.
I thought he was just carrying Finn Balor's bags.
Yep.
But dude showed me
the way that he went on to continue in that match, like, he wasn't getting tagged in. He kept tagging himself in.
Yep.
I'm like, he'd do a move and then just lay on the mat. I'm like, buddy, just roll out of the ring. Let Dom carry the rest of the match. And I mean, kudos to Dom. Yeah. He did a good, he did a good job of that. But
and that's on the fly. That's not something that's discussed. That's instinct,
No. And we were talking about this through text. I would love to know who the producer of that match was and why they did not step in, because there's a certain point when a guy says, no, I'm good. I can keep on going. But someone has to step in and advocate for his actual way of life and his health, because that was a scary fucking situation.
Well, see, again, that comes down to the doctor at ringside too. The doctor, the referee, then the participant themselves. So the producer, all the agent does is help put the match together. That's it. He's in the back. That would be like a Triple H call in the back as well, because they're all in gorilla.
Yeah.
If it was super serious, like if he was unconscious, the match would have been thrown out. But he was conscious. Doctor was there. The referee was there. He said, I'm good. I can go. And what's amazing in that match too is, like I said, that I think that was probably his best match that he's had since coming into WWE. once he got in the ring and cleared the cobwebs and he was kind of good to go again, he took a lot of like hard hits in the match itself.
A lot of bumps. A lot of bumps.
So hats off to JD McDonough. You got my respect, dude, and I'll never rip on you again because you are one tough prick. Before we get into the Royal Rumble preview, what did you think of Saturday night's main event?
I thought it was okay.
I thought it was great. I thought it was better than the first one. Myself,
yeah,
personally.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I found the first one had almost too much filler to it. Like, it seemed like there was a lot. See, it seems like they were advertising a lot that was going to happen with it. I mean, it was cool to see the $1 Million Man on there again.
Yep. Yeah, there weren't as many fillers this time, which I really, really liked. It was the matches were friggin' fantastic. Rhea Ripley's a beast. My God Almighty, she took a lot of hard hits in that match against Nia Jax. Jesus Christ! But yeah, I liked it. I thought it was better than the first Saturday night's main event, personally.
And they're just going to keep on going with one a month, right?
As far as I know, that's the plan. Yep, that's the plan.
We talked about this in the last show too, and I mean, going back to when we were kids, like we would race down to the TV like every Saturday night, and it's like, God damn it, fuckers! You know, it's all of a sudden we see Saturday Night Live is on there. It's like, God damn it! But I think you're right. It's good if they keep it at one show a month.
I just hope they don't start watering down the matches. That's what I'm scared of, because Saturday night's main event is like a spectacle, like back in the 80s. And in the early 90s when we would run down, because you only got about 4 a year.
Yep.
So it's a spectacle. It's an event. Just don't water it down and don't sacrifice the matches. You need top tier, like pushing WrestleMania matches for Saturday night's main event. You don't want to turn it into another Raw or SmackDown.
No, that's absolutely not.
Which we said last show. Okay, so I'm going to start with the men's Royal Rumble itself. I made these notes last night. All right, this is Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. I'm sure there'll be a few more spots plugged for SmackDown on the men and women's side.
Oh, likely.
But I'm surprised as of now, there's only 15 spots in the men's Royal Rumble.
Yep.
So who they have confirmed so far: LA Knight, John Cena, CM Punk, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, which is cool to see. I want to see him in the Rumble. Penta, Chad Gable, Braun Breaker, and Carmelo Hayes. And like I said, SmackDown, I'm sure they'll be, and they're going to have spots for surprise entrants. They do that every year.
Absolutely.
Could be Ring of Honor, TNA guys make a crossover Forbidden Door thing. You never know. They do this every year. And like I said, I'm sure tomorrow night on SmackDown there'll be a handful of spots filled in. I'm going to say there's 2 surprises. They always have surprises every year in the Royal Rumble. There's 2 that I hope I see on Saturday. One is Randy Orton. I don't read dirt sheets. I don't like to ruin surprises for myself. I like to try to keep it as fresh and just don't ruin the surprise for me. I hope to see Randy Orton back. I hope that's a 16th spot, and I hope to see Brock Lesnar back. Lesnar has been rumored to come back for months now. And
they've been talking about contracts with him for a little while now. Talks were off.
I haven't even heard anything about contracts. Like I said, I don't read the dirt sheets, and when it gets close to a big event like that, like the 4 big ones for us were always Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. The other pay-per-views, they're just kind of they're glorified Raws and SmackDowns. I find a lot of them aren't very good. But when it comes to the big events, I try not to dig deep too much when we do research for shows. But those are the 2 guys I hope to see back. Now, and I'm going to go to you here as soon as I say this. My favorites. This is what's cool about this year's Royal Rumble, is because there's so many main event guys in the Royal Rumble. The favorites that I have: Roman Reigns, John Cena, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. Randy Orton comes back, I'm going to put him in that list. If Brock Lesnar comes back, I'm not putting him as a favorite because he's been gone for so long, and he's getting older, right? But the biggest thing is that he's been gone for so long. So who can you see making a surprise return, and who are your favorites for the Royal Rumble on the men's side?
Wow. For the men, well, they did recently announce that WWE was pairing up with TNA. I don't know if Dolph is still, and he's now known as what, Nick Nemeth?
Yeah, he's going by his real name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to see.
He's got some
Dolph.
kind of a title over there too. I don't watch TNA, even though it's on TV now since Sportsnet lost WWE. But I haven't watched TNA in 10 years.
And I mean, we've talked about this before multiple times. WWE just didn't know what the hell to do with him. And coming on
that dude should have been the next Shawn Michaels, and they dropped the ball on it.
Absolutely. I would like to see him make a surprise appearance, which could happen. Anything can happen, as Vince used to say. In terms of, I mean, I don't really watch I don't even watch AEW anymore.
Dude, I gave up on AEW about 4 or 5 months ago. I don't know what's going on over there. It's just a terrible product. I think it's awful. I think it's absolutely awful.
But when I first, and I'm not going to veer too far off track with this, but when I first started to get out of AEW, it kind of felt like how Nitro was, like coming on the end there, where it was just like shit was happening, nothing was going by script. You had a bunch of run-ins.
Well, I find the thing with TNA, not TNA, with AEW, it's not even that they're going off script. It's the product in the ring. There's a lot of fuck ups in the ring because they're trying to be so acrobatic and high flying, and there's moves being missed, but the talent is still trying to sell it.
Yeah.
Even though he missed you by a mile, I don't know. It's just not a good product.
No. So in terms of surprise visits and show-ups, I got to go with Dolph. I'd love to see him enter in and see what he can do. Maybe he surprises Triple H. Maybe he's done some stuff to his repertoire and he gets out of his contract with TNA. They bring him back. It could be through like a transfer agreement, since they're, like I said, they're paired up with WWE now. I'd like to see him back. Out of those that have been announced for the men's, I would have to go with, my favorites would have to be Punk. And this is just my fanboy speaking to this. Seth is my guy. I gotta go with Seth.
Sure. He's right in the main event mix. You got to get him. Like I have like 6 favorites, 5 or 6 favorites. That's what, and like I said, that's what's cool about this year's. There's so many main event guys in there.
Yeah. So yeah, Punk, Seth, Cena. It won't surprise me.
That prick. We talked about this a few shows ago. If he draws, and everyone, we've talked about this on the show before. We're both wrestling belt nerds, and I entered a raffle in Royal Belts where there were 30 spots, and you buy spots, and then when it was full, they randomize it, and then whatever number you get, whatever numbers. Whatever participant comes out with that number, if they win the Royal Rumble, well, you win either a CNC belt or you win 2 SD belts. If Cena comes out at number 17, I'm going to shit my pants because my numbers are 17 and 29. I like my numbers. I like my numbers as long as Cena is 17. If Cena is 17, and we talked about this before, it would be ironic because he's chasing that 17th world championship.
Okay.
And comes out at number 17 and wins the Royal Rumble. But I also like number 29. I like number 29 a little bit better than number 17. But yeah, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's cool. So yeah, those would have to be my favorites. And as much as I hate the guy, and he's a babyface now, and the crowd loves him because he's the OG tribal chief. I have to go with Roman.
They got to
Just
put
be
him heel again, dude. They have to. I don't like the babyface tribal chief.
No,
It doesn't fit. We've been painted with the colors of Roman Reigns being an asshole for so long now. It's not even a matter of getting used to it. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. He needs to be the head of the table. He needs to be the needle mover. He needs to be the prick. But he doesn't really have a bloodline anymore. Everyone's just
no.
kind of off doing their own thing. Now, maybe they're kind of repackaging. Who knows? And maybe the heel turn, it's not going to happen anytime soon. There's going to be a heel turn. I honestly don't expect it. We'll say, for argument's sake, Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble. He's going to go to WrestleMania. You know he's going to face Cody.
Yep.
Because Cody stepped up and helped them in Survivor Series to defeat Solo and his crew, I think there's still going to be too much respect there on Roman's side. If they're going to turn Roman heel, I honestly don't think it's going to happen before SummerSlam. Because, like I said, they're going to go into that match if he beats Cody Rhodes. If he wins the Royal Rumble, goes on to WrestleMania and faces Cody Rhodes, there's going to be too much of a respect thing just because he helped the bloodline. Cody helped the bloodline. So, I don't know. They just need to change. They need to put that dude heel again. He's one of my favorites too. He's the OG. He's the tribal chief, but he's not really the head of the table anymore. I think they got to build him back up. And I think winning the Royal Rumble and going on to WrestleMania is something that'll help that. I think Roman's character needs that right now.
If he's the head of any kind of a table, it's one of the folding tables that people jump through at Bills games. That's
that's about all he's got right now.
That's about all he's got, and maybe a folding chair. That's what he's sitting in at the head of the table. There is no bloodline.
No, there's
like
not.
Solo has the new bloodline, which is just, don't even get me started on that. But
he doesn't even have that now. Solo's been kind of MIA for a while, and now the werewolf Fatu is kind of taken over. And I like this. Get rid of, because they have to get rid of this second bloodline thing because Roman won. Roman's the OG. It's his bloodline. Solo's out of the picture now. Now they got the werewolf running around, and he's like a thug. He's like a gangster. He's like, I'm from the streets. Don't mess with me. They need to take that faction and almost make them as a gang. Make them as, like run in and just tear shit up. I think that, but where Solo is going to fit in there, I don't know.
I don't know where he fit in with the original bloodline. It just he just showed up out of
he was
nowhere.
the enforcer.
And
that's what they called him. Anyway.
He wasn't even really an enforcer. Like when I think of an enforcer, I think of Arn Anderson.
That was the original enforcer.
Right? All Solo comes in, he lets out this stupid scream, and then he jabs his thumb into your neck. Like that's all he has.
Yeah. I think they might be trying to repackage him a little bit, and I think that's why he's not there. Because it wasn't working. Him being, I'm the tribal chief, blah, 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 blah. Nah, you're not, dude. And we all knew as fans where it was going. It was going back to Roman. But now with Jacob Fatu kind of leading the charge. But it's only him and the gremlin.
Yeah.
Even the other guys aren't there. It's, I don't know. It's got to be a rebranding, a repackaging. Who knows? But yeah, Roman, definitely a favorite. Now, John Cena in the Royal Rumble. It would be cool, like we said before, if he came out at number 17 and wins it because he's chasing a 17th world championship to break Flair's record. First of all, do you see John Cena winning the Royal Rumble?
I could see it.
And second of all, what number can you see him realistically pulling?
I don't see him pulling an early number. Anyone that pulls an early number, I think they're going to be Looking at who's already declared. I, my honest take out of our favorites that we've listed, they're not pulling an early number because
No, they're
those early
not.
numbers are going to get eliminated.
Like early numbers and the list that they have right now, I can see Shinsuke Nakamura pulling an early number. I can see Jey Uso pulling an early number. I can see LA Knight. I can see LA Knight picking in the top five.
Oh,
In
absolutely.
the first five. Chad Gable, it wouldn't surprise me if he drew number one. Carmelo Hayes, top 10. You know, like, but the favorites, they're going to draw anywhere from, we'll say Randy Orton's not coming back. Okay. If Randy Orton came back, I could see him drawing 27 to 30.
Yep.
Brock Lesnar came back, same thing, 27 to 30. But the favorites, they're going to draw anywhere from 20 to 25.
Here's a question for you. Now, you had mentioned that you want to see Randy coming back as your surprise, one of your surprises.
Yep.
How is it that he took the same pile driver as Cody, and Cody has been medically cleared to come back, but we haven't heard a boo out of Randy?
Who knows? It could be it could be a few things. It could be storyline, preparing something different. Maybe he already had a legit existing injury that he needed time off for. It could have been it could be a few things. But and again, I got to keep going back to this. I don't read dirt sheets. I don't like spoilers. I don't like any of that shit. I click by them. But if he comes back, like I said, him or Brock, or even both, I could see them drawing 28 to 30, 27 to 30. The other guys, they'll be picking 20 to 25 in around there. You're not going to see Roman Reigns come out at number 11. You're not going to see Roman Reigns come out at number 13. Same with the only guy out of this bunch that I could see picking an early somewhat number is maybe Drew McIntyre out of all the favorites. I could see him picking 15 to 20 in around there.
Okay.
15 to 20. 20 is 15, maybe not even that, maybe 18 to 20. Right? But again, don't know. It's
So you would ask me what number that I think Cena's going to come out at.
Yeah.
And I don't want to ruin your chances at that Raz that you're in with royal belts.
Yeah, you got a habit of wearing a hockey jersey and fucking dude is out for a year.
I'm going to say Cena comes out around 21, 22.
Okay. I actually wow, okay.
That's my pick for Cena.
He was one of my guys, maybe 24, 25, if he was going to come out. But no, I can see it. It could very well happen, but that's what's awesome about the Rumble. But again, I'm just wondering about the other surprises too, because again, there's only 15 guys. Even if Randy and Brock both came back, okay, so there's 17 spots that are filled. We'll say Randy and Brock are guaranteed they're coming back. That's 17 spots. There's still 13 more spots that have to be filled. And like you said too, it could be TNA guys. It could be anything. Michael Cole and Pat McAfee might fucking jump in there, right? Like who knows? Maybe Booker T makes another appearance and does another spin-a-rooney or whatever.
No, I know he's already said that he's never going to get in the ring again other than doing promos. But when Punk dropped that on, was it Raw? I think when he said, put Hulk Hogan in the Royal Rumble and I'll throw his dusty ass over the top rope. I laughed at that.
I did too. But that was a wicked promo. But the odds of seeing Hulk Hogan in the Royal Rumble are like me winning bronze in female gymnastics. It's just not going to happen. So now on the women,
anything's on the table, man. I mean, we could see anything. I mean, like you said, I mean, we're probably going to get a couple of more announcements tomorrow night for the men's, and we'll get into the women's here in a second. But I mean, 15 spots filled now. We could see 17, maybe 18 by tomorrow night. I'm curious to see who we're going to see tomorrow night.
Well, I can see them putting 3 more confirmed names. 3
Yep.
more for sure. Maybe 4. But again, it's those surprise spots that they always have every year. On Hulk Hogan, when he came out and he was promoting his beer and he got booed from the time he walked out till the time he left, should WWE capitalize this and get rid of the red and yellow again? I'm not saying bring back the black and white NWO. Just turn him heel. Fuck you guys. You want to boo me all you want. I don't give a shit. I don't need you. I'm here because I'm making money. Blah, 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 blah. Do you think they should leave it? Is it just leave it and every time he comes out, he's going to boo him? Or should they just turn him heel and fucking run with this?
I think he's got at least one more run as a heel, not as a wrestler, as a personality.
Yeah, because I mean, he signed a contract with WWE, some kind of Legends contract or a licensing for his beer or whatever the hell it is. WWE is stuck with that contract. Why not try to get some monetary gain off it, turn him heel, maybe sell a little bit of merch or whatever, and just turn him heel. Get rid of this red and yellow. Because I already said Hulkamania is officially dead. It died. Oh. It died this month. So
absolutely,
or last month, whenever it was. Turn him heel. Give him one last heel run.
Why not? I mean, you got to do something with him because they've been pulling him from live events. He was pulled from the last Saturday night's main event. And some people were saying it was because Jesse was on the show, and him and Jesse have not talked since, what was it, WrestleMania 2?
No, Jesse's
about the whole union stuff.
Jesse's already said that he'd be willing. He hasn't talked to Hogan in years and years and years and years and years. Yep. He said, but he'd be willing to just sit down and have a talk with him. I think at their age now, it's like, water, hey man, you know what? We were young. We were making money. We all had big heads, we're old men now, whatever. I did what I did and blah, 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 blah. Jesse already said he'd sit down and have a conversation with Hogan, but for now, and this is what I'm told, it's not like I know Hulk Hogan, but he's not one for confrontation type thing. But I mean, if he walked up to the Ultimate Warrior and made amends with Warrior at WrestleMania Hall of Fame weekend, I'm surprised or maybe he just doesn't care about Jesse Ventura enough, because Jesse had said that they were friends. They were pretty good friends at one point, but we'll see. Okay. So on to the women's Royal Rumble. I ran down the men that are officially entered in the Rumble now. Who do you got for the women?
So for the women that we know that have declared so far, we've got Nia Jax, Bayley, Charlotte Flair is coming back, which we knew was going to be coming soon.
Yeah.
Naomi, Bianca, Liv, Raquel Rodriguez, Lyra Valkyria, Ivy Nile, and Io Sky. It seems very light compared to the men's right now. Like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
There's
7, 8,
10.
9. We got 10 for the women.
Yeah.
I don't know who else that you can pull in. I mean, you've got Bianca's partner that could be potentially coming back soon.
She could come in. There's also Natalia. There's been no mention of Natalia. She's not involved. There's no women in individual matches in the Royal Rumble so far. The only 2 individual matches, and we'll get to that in a bit, they're men. Both matches are men. And again, this could change tomorrow night on SmackDown too. There's still that fucking Chelsea Green. I'd love to see her defend her U.S. title and lose it against Mishin, because that battle still seems to be going on a little bit. Who's your favorites? And again, they're not releasing a whole lot of info, and this can all go head over arsehole tomorrow night on SmackDown. Who's your favorite to win the women's Royal Rumble?
So I've got 2 out of the ones that are currently confirmed. I'm going with Bayley or Charlotte.
Those are your 2 favorites?
Those are my 2 favorite out of the ones that are currently listed. Now, Charlotte's been out of the game for a little bit. I get it's just I like you. I haven't read anything online, no spoilers or anything like that. I just get the feeling when she comes back, they're going to be giving her a big push.
They have to.
My
It's Charlotte Flair. She's
my
dominated
idea.
the women's division for years.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
So
I took Bailey as one of my favorites, but the other favorite, I only have two favorites in this so far. Just because the men's side, there's so many favorites on the men's side because they're all main eventers. There aren't a whole
yeah.
lot of main eventers on the women's side. And I didn't even put Bianca Belair in there with my favorites. I took Nia Jackson. I took Bailey so far. I didn't even put
Okay.
Charlotte Flair as a favorite so far. It's just, I hope that they bring in that girl that was in TNA. Her name is slipping my mind. She's right jacked up. I think she was in the Royal Rumble last year. I can't. I can't think of her name. She's a beast. I mean, when she was in TNA, she's all jacked up on steroids. You could tell. I obviously she just signed a WWE contract recently.
Wait, wasn't that Chris Van Vliet? I think he may have done her on. He had her on his show probably like 2 episodes ago. Maybe it was a
Maybe
big monster of a woman.
she's got like her hair and dreads and all that stuff, and I can't think of her name. She's really she's pretty close with David Benoit.
Okay,
I can't think of her name right off, and I apologize. But yeah, she was in the Royal Rumble last year. Adriana, no. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'd like to see her make an appearance in the Royal Rumble because she can go. She's a damn good accomplished wrestler, and she's still young. I think it's only a matter of time before she has WWE gold. I'd love to see her just eat Chelsea Green. Just eat her. But yeah, on
tell
that
me,
note,
tell me your real feelings about Chelsea.
no, I can't. I know it's the internet and I know it's a podcast and we can kind of say what we want, but I don't, I really, really don't want to I'd be the first dude kicked off the internet if I really went into my feelings about Chelsea Green. I really
I
would.
will say this, man, about her. Her and Penta, I don't know if you saw their match. She had a match with Penta back in the day. And
Chelsea
man, the
Green did?
bumps she did. The bumps that she took, I'll see if I can find the link. Tara actually sent it to me. I'll send it to you, and it was more so just highlights. But like she was getting power bombed, like off the apron. She was put through a table. She was thrown off the. I mean, Penta took care of her. Don't get me wrong. He made sure that she bumps weren't too bad.
Yeah.
But man, back in the day, she could go. She's more annoying now than anything.
Huh.
I'm with you on that. She's annoying as fuck. But back in the day, her
Well,
and
it's not
Penta,
even that she's annoying. I've given her credit before. She's good on the mic. She's okay on the mic. She's easy to hate. She's just very fucking untalented. She can't fucking wrestle. I'm not getting into it though. I'm not, but yeah, I'd like to see that. Like her getting like just the shit squashed out of her.
oh, and she did.
I'd love to see that.
Penta put her through the rigor, man. Like he worked her that match, and as annoying as she is today, I'll give her props for that match back in the day against Penta. It was actually a pretty good match.
You know what? Just for shits and giggles, I want to try to bring someone in on this. I'm going to try to bring Jerry in just to keep him in for a couple minutes, get his thoughts on the men's and women's Royal Rumble. Let's see if we can get him. I don't know if he's home or not, but we're going to see.
Hello?
Mr. Jerry Cleary.
Hey, what are you up to, man?
We're recording a show right now on the Royal Rumble. So I wanted to bring you in, and
Okay.
we just want to see what you think. So they've only, on the men's side, they've only got 15 guys announced for the Rumble. We've kind of thrown in our 2 cents, and we talked about like surprises and stuff like that. So out of the 15 guys right now, There's LA Knight, John Cena, CM Punk, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Penta, Chad Gable, number one favorite, Braun Breaker, and Carmelo Hayes. Out of those guys so far right now, and again, there's only 15, who are you picking to win the Men's Royal Rumble on Saturday?
The whole thing?
Yeah.
I think it feels like they're scripting it towards CM Punk, but personally, I kind of want to see. I'd like to see McIntyre take it again, only just to throw a wrench in the whole thing. But that's just. I think it's still going to be Punk. I still think it's going to be Punk at the end of the day.
I took my favorites. For my favorites, I took Roman, I took Cena, I took Rollins, Drew and Punk. I told Donald, he's on here too. Say hi, Donald.
What's up, brother?
Not too much, man. How you doing?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Yourself?
Awesome. Pretty good. Just laying it down in Toronto, man. We're holding down the fort.
Nice.
So, and there's two surprises that I'd love to see. One is Randy Orton. One is Brock Lesnar. Both of them make their return. Yeah, that's what I'd love to see. Now, on the women's side, there's only 10 entrances so far. And a couple of names that aren't mentioned. There's Nia Jax, Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Naomi, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Valkyria, Ivy Nile, and Io Sky. They're still missing names like Charlotte Flair, or not Charlotte Flair.
She's already confirmed.
Natalia, I mean.
Right.
And and both sides are always going to have surprises. So far, for who they have picked for the Women's Royal Rumble, who do you got?
Oh man, that's a tough one. That's the one I'm not really. Not to say I'm not following it, but I'm kind of like I'm not sure if it feels as like pre-written as CM Punk. Only because that's just my guess with CM Punk. But I don't know. I would like to see Io Sky get another push, but that's
so would I
personally. Yeah, honestly, and again, it'd be nice. Like I was just thinking, even the all the surprises. Like, are you guys thinking like the Hardy Boys might come back at some point? Like just as another.
Well, the thing is, they've signed a contract with TNA, so you're going to see guys in and out. I think that's why the Motor City Machine Guns are there, right?
Right.
So I don't know. Donald talked about Dolph Ziggler. What's his name now?
That's right. Yeah, he's been out for a while, man.
So and he's a champion in TNA. So it'd be nice to see him come back and do kind of well and just kind of shove it up their ass because they've dropped the ball on him 15, 20 years ago. But other surprises, I don't know. I just don't want to see again, there's 15 spots. I don't want to see them waste a spot on a guy like Michael Cole getting in the ring just to get his ass kicked.
I know. You're going to have like one or two of those stupid moments, but then I kind of like. I don't mind having the veterans come in. I would rather the veteran, whoever it might be, like as a special thing, come in and actually like do something good and not just be like a throwaway joke thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, no, I think again, women's I would like to see Io Sky. I don't know if she will, but in terms of the storylines and stuff, what they're setting up. But honestly, like even with the men's too, they might just like throw a wrench in and just kind of tweak it so that you're kind of still surprised by the outcome, right?
So you're
it feels like CM Punk and Io Sky. That's me.
So you're taking Punk and Io. Okay. My picks for the Rumble. Okay, I'm not going to throw in Brock or Orton because they're not officially in there. My official, and I told we talked about this, Donald and I talked about this before. John Cena is chasing that record-breaking 17th World Championship.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
you know what though? I said it'd be cool if he came in at number 17 and won the Royal Rumble, but I don't want him. I just don't want him to beat Ric Flair.
I know.
I don't want it because I might riot. As a favorite, I'm kind of with Donald. It's to set up for WrestleMania. I kind of have to go with Roman Reigns. But Donald, who did you take?
I went with Jesus. Who did I?
You went with Seth Rollins.
That's my boy. Seth is my guy. Yeah. That's my homer.
You know what's funny? Like even I could see that too, but I feel like they're gonna set him up in a go through like a different, a darker storyline for Seth for a while. But I also feel like CM Punk used to be my guy. I don't want him to win. I feel like he's gonna win, and I don't want him to win. That's the whole thing.
Well, he's kind of been a dick the last few years. Like he's proven to be a cancer, right? Like
I know exactly. I'm just kind of over CM Punk, but I would like to see McIntyre get another push. Only because, like, I feel like his first push didn't really count. You know?
No, exactly. Jesus,
with COVID and everything.
You're winning the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, and the only people in the arena are you, your opponent, and the referee. Yeah, it was kind of exactly. Shitty.
Won't forget the janitor, man.
And the janitor. Well, yeah, he was. Yeah. He was he was cleaning all the poo off the walls from.
That's right.
from the werewolf that was hidden in the back, and the gremlin going, and then the Jacob Fatu running around. Jerry, man, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, no worries. I'm glad to help. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the outcome. But we'll text each other during the show.
I'm sure we will. Right on, man.
Brother.
All right.
Good to talk to you as well, Donald. Take care, guys.
See ya. All right. So that was kind of cool. So now the individual matches, the WWE Tag Team titles. 2 out of 3 falls, which is different. We haven't seen this in years and years and years. 2 out of 3 falls.
It's been a while, man. It's been a while.
Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY.
I need to chime in with something real quick here before we dig into the meat and potatoes of this.
Shoot.
That has to be the dumbest fucking name for a tag team that I have ever heard in my life.
DIY?
Do it yourself? DIY. Do it yourself? Yeah. You have a fucking tag team partner.
Yeah.
What are you doing by yourself?
Oh my God.
It pisses me off every time they come to the ring. But anyway, go ahead.
See, you know what?
I needed to get that off.
I loved them guys when they were in NXT, like a long time ago. Johnny Gargano and Ciampa were NXT, along with Kevin Owens. Like NXT used to be the shit. I haven't watched NXT in a very long time because after everyone left the main left NXT and went to the main roster, I just thought NXT was shit. But now, getting back to it, yes, do it yourself with your tag team partner. The WWE Tag Team titles. 2 out of 3 falls against Motor City Machine Guns. I used to love the Motor City Machine Guns when they were in another organization. They were awesome. They were friggin' awesome. They're still good. They're still okay. I just hate the way they're pushing that gosh darn it, they're just good old boys and they love the fans and they're so well spoken and they have nothing mean to say anyone. And even though you hit me in the back of the head with a chair and you took off my left testicle, gosh darn it, I'm still going to speak nice to you. Like, it's, I want to see the Motor City Machine Guns with an attitude. They're still good wrestlers. They're older. They can still go. Just develop more of an attitude, dude. Like, it's honestly just drives me crazy.
We've talked about them before, and like, I've never, until they made their WWE debut, I had never heard of them. So these guys show up out of the blue, and all of a sudden we're putting gold on them. I'm like,
oh, they were an established tag team, and even singles wrestlers. They were established.
They can go. I'm not knocking anything about them. Their in-ring prowess, man. Like they can do mat wrestling. They can do high fly stuff. I don't. They need to be heels. I want to see them turn heel.
Completely.
Like you said, come out with an attitude. Like, piss off. We're here for 2 things: making money and winning championships. That's what I want to see them do. If they do dethrone DIY, I want to see a dirty match. It's 2 out of 3. I want to see them with an edge.
Yep.
I want to see them with an edge.
Agreed.
That's what I want to see.
Agreed. Completely. I'm hoping it's going to be good just because it's been so many years. I'll be honest with you. The last 2 to 3 fall match that I can remember. Now, if there has been other matches since then, I don't remember. The last 2 to 3 fall match I remember for the tag team championship was Saturday night's main event, Demolition versus the Brainbusters for the tag team titles. That's the last 2 out of 3 fall match I remember.
Dude, that is going back. Holy shit.
Yeah. So
I honestly don't even remember that.
Oh, the match.
I don't even remember that.
It was awesome. It was a great match. Anything Demolition or Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard did was awesome. But since it's been so long since there's been a 2 out of 3 fall match for any title, I hope they really push it. Like, I want to hear the crowd start chanting, "This is awesome."
Yeah.
Just because it's been years since we had a 2 out of 3 fall match.
And maybe this is WWE putting both teams on the spot. Like, okay, you guys want to be the challengers. You guys are the champions. Let's put on a show. Let's put on a match that's going to bring the house down.
Well, they've been WWE for years as neglected tag team wrestling. So maybe this is a way of them maybe trying to showcase it again. Who knows? I just hope so. Pick a winner. 2 out of 3 falls. How many falls and who wins?
If it's a straight up match, no outside interference or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Motor City winning in the third match.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be 1-1 and Motor City is going to take it in the third fall.
I think so too, because, well, number one, it's been so many years since there's been a 2 out of 3 falls championship match. They're not going to end it in 2 falls. They're going to push it to the limit. I don't think DIY are good as tag team champions. I think they're just walking around with props. I think Motor City Machine Guns will be better tag team champions because I think they're better wrestlers. So I'm going with Motor City Machine Guns in 3 falls. And the only reason is because they're not going to end 2 out of 3 falls for the first time in years and 2 straight.
No. Little shout out too. I just want to say that the belts that DIY have currently are way better than the War Raiders. They're used to be the Vikings.
You know what?
They're a nice throwback to the original tag titles.
Completely. I still would have liked them to get a little bit closer back to those 90s tag team titles, the Demolition, the Brain Busters, the Hart Foundation, the Nasty Boy, all them guys had. But it's as close as you're gonna get nowadays.
In a modern look.
The belts that the War Raiders have kind of have grown on me a little bit. They've grown on me. I'd never have them in my collection. Don't get me wrong, but I don't hate them as much as I did when they first came out. And maybe it's just going back to, you get used to it. Maybe I go back to the night that they were introduced, and Miz, the awesome truth is in the ring, and Triple H is presenting them with the belts, and he's like, "You must be some kind of wizard, Tommaso Ciampa." And Triple H broke. I love that. I love Truth. That's another guy that'll probably wind up being in the Royal Rumble. Truth is just, he's old too, man. He's like damn near 50 years old.
Yeah, Truth. I mean, he's up there. Have you watched his episode of the Chris Van Vliet show?
I don't watch Chris Van Vliet. I don't know anything about his show, his podcast, or anything.
Oh man, he's got some. We'll get back to this in a second, but I want to drop a couple of episodes on you. The one with Truth is really good. Like, he goes deep on some stuff, but then you're getting our Truth.
Yeah.
But the episode that he had with The Undertaker was fucking phenomenal. Like, you have to look him up on YouTube. I'll send you the link. His shows are really great. He does a bunch of interviews with various people, but it's mostly all wrestling. But yeah, his show is really, really, really good.
Okay. No, I've never watched it, and I've seen clips, I've seen shorts, but I've never watched an actual episode type thing.
Oh, he's great. Like, he touches on everything from the early days to what's going on now, what's going on with your career now. in terms of the Undertaker episode, like he basically walked through Taker's entire life in the ring, leading up to Survivor Series when we first got the Undertaker. He's like, what was your take going into that? And Undertaker was like, oh man, it's like they had the gobbledygook that was going to be.
I'm going to be Eggman.
I'm going to be Eggman. Here I have been like growing my hair out, and Vince is going to get me to shave everything. And he got a call one day and was like, hello? He's like, yes, is this the Undertaker? And Taker was like, covers the phone. He's like, Undertaker. Well, it ain't the Eggman. Yes. Yeah. This is the Undertaker. And like he touches on all of that stuff, but yeah, I'll send you. I'm not going to keep on rambling. I'll send you the link to some of Chris's stuff from YouTube. His interviews are amazing. He's got all kinds of personalities that he does interviews with. He's just phenomenal.
Okay.
Anyway,
let's keep on going. All right. So that was the WWE Tag Team Title match, the Undisputed Championship. I can't wait for this match. Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens with the two belts above the ring. This is one of those matches. Well, it's going to be awesome, and Cody is finally going to have an edge. We've seen glimpses of it when he could have an edge and actually get mean, but it's few and far between. I can't wait to see this fucking match. The two belts above. I've gotten so used to seeing the Winged Eagle, even though it's a replica belt. At this point, I don't care. I just love seeing it again, but I got to say it's going to be Cody. Cody's not dropping the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. If he's going to drop it, he's going to drop it at WrestleMania.
We haven't had a good ladder match. And now this is outside of Money in the Bank, like tables, ladders, and chairs and all that kind of stuff. We haven't had, and this is just me, and this is the traditionalist. I'll keep on going back to WrestleMania 10, Shawn Michaels and Razor. That was the greatest ladder match I have ever seen in my life.
Hands down. Hands down.
We haven't had a ladder match of that extreme, in my eyes, personal take on this, since then. I'm hoping they bring the house down with this. I don't even think we've, outside of Money in the Bank, I don't think we've actually had a ladder match in recent times. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I don't remember a ladder match. And if there has been, it didn't make an impression on me.
No. But I agree with you. Cody's not dropping that to Kevin. I think they're going to put on a good show. I think it's going to be a great match. My not concern. What's the word I'm looking for? Suspicion. My guess. My take. After this match is done, and Kevin is claiming that he has the Winged Eagle. That's his championship. Cody has, the big WWE Universal title. I think my take, they retire that belt that Cody has, and they come out with some kind of a hybrid of the Winged Eagle.
Oh, I hope so.
That's my hope.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that. You know what else I'd love to see? Kevin loses the match, gets pissed off, and totally pulls a Mr. Perfect. Goes backstage, takes a hammer, and smashes the shit out of the Winged Eagle.
Love it.
I would love to. But yeah, a new championship, not just a big WWE logo, and that's it. I would love to see a hybrid. So we both agree Cody's retaining at the Royal Rumble. Is that fair to say? Okay.
Yep.
As far as the Royal Rumble goes, this is pretty much the end of the show, but there are a few points as I was doing my research just to officially get participants and everything. Again, this is Thursday night. And as of today, this is all the info we have. Again, tomorrow is SmackDown, and then Saturday is the Royal Rumble, so things can change. I did find a few cool bullet points. First of all, Triple H is the headliner to go into the Hall of Fame this year. which is really cool. He's in there as a member of D-Generation X, but he does need to be in there on his own. Same as Flair and the Horsemen and Brett and the Hart Foundation and all that stuff. Triple H did enough in his career, and what he's done since taking over WWE, he deserves to be in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, that being said, when we talk about what he's done for WWE, does Vince McMahon belong to be in the WWE Hall of Fame?
Oh, that's a tough question. For what he's done for the business.
Yes.
As a businessman.
For the wrestling business. Yeah, like this is going back to the WWF. Does Vince McMahon belong to be in the Hall of Fame? Even considering all the allegations and all the crap.
I'll say this. There would be... Now, some people would say that if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, there's no WWE today. That is true to a point. If it wasn't for the business ideas of Vince McMahon, and I'm not a Vince supporter, don't get me wrong. No, I fucking hate the guy.
No, it's not about supporting him. It's, has he done enough to go in the WWE Hall of Fame?
If it wasn't for Vince McMahon and his ideas in the 80s when he took over from Vince Sr., we don't have the WWE today.
No, we don't. I agree with that. Like, I'll just come out and say it. I personally think, even with all the crap, I think, and I'll be truthful, I don't think it happens until after he passes away. He won't see it while he's alive.
No, that's going to be post-mortem.
I think he... and this might be controversial, I think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I think he does, just for what he did for the world of wrestling. You look at it like he's a skeevy prick. I'm same as you. I'm not a Vince McMahon supporter, but he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame because it's like Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon is like McDonald's without the Big Mac. One needed the other, and if one isn't there, the other doesn't exist.
No.
So I will say McMahon belongs in the WWE Hall of Fame. There, I said it, hate me all you want. Not a supporter of him, but for what he's done for the wrestling business, he belongs in the Hall of Fame.
For the business, yeah, I can totally agree with you. Like I said, if it's not for Vince McMahon, we don't have WWE as it is today. Yes, Triple H has done things leaps and bounds to promote the business to what it is now, but Vince definitely laid the foundation to which Triple H ended up building on top of from the 80s and the 90s, the early 2000s into where we are today.
100%.
I would say Vince does deserve, as a builder category, if they had a builder category in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yes.
From that standpoint, yes.
And another point that I found here, and I don't know where I found this from. I just found it online, didn't click on it or anything, but in the future, WWE is considering making the Royal Rumble a 40-man Royal Rumble. What do you think about that?
That's an honest opinion that you're watering down your product.
Didn't click the link because, like I said, I don't read dirt sheets. I don't like spoilers or anything like that. It's just something I saw in passing. But WWE is considering 40-man Royal Rumbles in the future. I agree with you. You're just, it's already enough. Like, the Royal Rumble is 2 days away, and they've got 15 competitors on the men's side. The women's side, they've only got 10. How many more surprises or whatever do you really need? Because again, yeah, like you said, you're going to water it down. Use the talent that you have. Leave Michael Cole at the broadcast booth where he belongs. Same with Pat McAfee. You don't need to bring in these guys. What, Granny Jane is going to walk the aisle at the Royal Rumble next? Like, I don't know. When I saw 40, I was like, I hope they don't do it.
I mean, you could fill the spots with guys coming up from NXT and women from coming up from NXT, no
Absolutely.
problem.
Absolutely.
You could, but you're not realistically going to see people from NXT winning the men's or the women's. It's going to be a main eventer.
Yeah, they're fillers. That's all they are, and that's what I mean. They have enough talent as it is now to fill those spots. And I understand it's been the mystique for years of who's going to be in the Royal Rumble, which is cool. It's cool as shit, but you don't need 40 guys. That's just too much. I mean, Jesus.
No, you don't need that many. 30 is a good number. Some people might come down on me saying, old man says, get off my lawn, traditionalist and all this kind of stuff. 30 is a good number. Keep it at 30. If you want to come up with some other kind of an event for the Rumble or something else, go with that. But keep it at 30. It's good where it's at.
And that is it, guys. Our Royal Rumble predictions are in. Thanks to Jerry for taking my call, putting his 2 cents in on the Royal Rumble. We had a great time bringing you this. We're going to see what happens tomorrow night on SmackDown. How many more spots are going to be filled? It's going to be a time. Hope you guys enjoy the Royal Rumble on Saturday. Until next time, my name is Doug, and I am out.